What's up, everybody? This is Cha Cha Mystique, and you now tuned in to Live at Radio. Today, we're going to do a show of hot topics. We got No More Breakfast Club, we got KimK, Yay, and Skeet. We also have Facebook Snitchin. We have a man who killed his whole family in a tragic situation, as well as what might be coming with Sesame Street with this whole inclusion nonsense. And with that being said, before we start, we're going to get to our disclaimer. Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So strikers, no strike me. Yes, strikers don't strike me. Everybody that's pulling up right now, please share the video. Please comment and let's get it. Like as well. Like it. And even if you don't like it, press that unlike button and let me know your thoughts at the bottom in the comments section, if you will. Please and thank you. So, yeah, we're going to start with the minor stuff, the No Breakfast Club. Like, we saw Angela Yee as well as DJ Envy come out and say that they have new endeavors, and DJ Envy is worrying about whether or not he could still go inside the buildings of Power 105. So we're going to take a little video break. Let me get that set up for you guys. We're going to take a little video break so we could go and see the video clip where she talks about, her leaving the show. She's still going to do lipstick service, but she's having her own radio show on the network of iHeartRadio. And she's talked about it on the Breakfast Club. So we're going to get into it. Let me get it for you.
All right, so this is really exciting, but this is something that I've been wanting to do for years now, since way before the pandemic. Um, I had actually sat down with our big boss, Thea, and I was telling her, like, look, I really want to have my own show. I have my podcast, Lip Service, and I was thinking I would be able to get something like a weekend situation, one day ease into having my own show again. I did come from Sirius, where I had the morning after with Angela Yee, and then came here. And so it's always been a goal of mine to have that. And so I thought I would still be on here and then do that show as well. But years later, they approached me up here at iHeart. Thea had to sit down with me and told me that they are going to give me my very own show. And so part of that is I wasn't sure what was happening when she first told me, but I am going to be leaving the Breakfast Club. You guys obviously will continue on, and it'll be a different iteration of the Breakfast Club, but I will have my own show up here at iHeart as well. So I'll be
So when you say
part
your
of the
own
family.
show, like a daily show?
Yes.
Like a daily show.
Yes, a nationally syndicated daily show.
And lip service.
And my podcast, Lip Service.
Would you let her do it?
It is really exciting. I mean, I really honestly can't believe it. I know it took a long time to make this happen. So I want to thank everybody at iHeart. But of course, mostly I really want to thank, first and foremost, the listeners who are. All right. So, yes. So this is really exciting. But this is something.
Yes. So as you heard, let me get her out of here. Yeah, so as you heard, she's moving on to bigger and better things, hopefully. Shout out to the Breakfast Club, because so many classic moments happen out of it. Everybody took to Twitter and started posting their favorite moments on the Breakfast Club. And it was very inspirational to see that dynamic trio, even though it was had its ups and downs. A lot of things that they did talk about, I agree with. A lot of their stance on things that I disagree with. Like, I really hated when Hillary Clinton came up there and she whipped out the bottle of hot sauce just to pander to us colored folks, and for them to get our votes. I really hated that, moment in time of them. Another thing that I really hated was when Spice came up there, the artist Spice, and she features on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And I have a lot of these debates, especially on Clubhouse, who's actually the father of hip hop. And I disagree with it being Kool Herc. Maybe one day we'll do that. I had a few rooms on Clubhouse discussing this, and we really broke it down. And to tell you where the origins come from, it's Black American culture. And shout out to everybody who participated, but in its roots, in its core, is Black American culture. And one of the things that I hate other people say, especially around the world, and especially with the audacity of entering America, is they always try to say Black Americans don't have no culture. Yet every facet of our culture gets robbed. Every facet of culture gets duplicated and claimed by someone else. You know, I was disappointed in Busta Rhymes commenting on that, and I'm very disappointed with DJ Kool Herc. Now back to the Breakfast Club episode when Spice went up there, she tried to say that hip hop came from dance hall, and that's a utterly lie. Everything about hip hop has nothing to do with dance hall. Now, granted, shout out to everyone, every color person around the world that contributed to the culture. It's a defining example of how we could all get along, how we can all stick together, how we could all come together to make something amazing happen. But to say this one person created not only the genre in music, but the culture in itself, that's blasphemous for me. And the fact that DJ Envy didn't correct her on that or try to have like a little, learning lesson with that, that was very disappointing. Now, that wasn't that long ago. But like I was saying, on a positive note, shout out to them for having a very long um, career, a long segment, a long show, syndicated show. I don't think there's going to be another dope vibe and a dope show like that. I don't care what they try to do. But you're starting to see, some of the other cast members like DJ Envy, you know, um, has some concerns about the situation. So we're going to look into that right now, and he's scared about going into the buildings to see if his pass still works. So let's check it
Morning.
out.
Oh shit, it works. Oh shit, it works. Let's hope this works. Morning. Oh shit, it works. Oh shit, it works.
Yeah, so it does work. It does work, DJ Envy. You don't have anything to worry about. You really don't hear Charlemagne saying too much about the situation, but he does have other shows as well, just like Angela Yee with Lip Service. He does political shows and speak to a lot of politicians. I could see Charlemagne getting more involved with politics, and I really like the direction he's going. Some things I feel like he needs to be more vocal about, but I understand the politics behind that. You have to be careful what you say and different things like that. I just hope he is more responsible with it and actually tells the truth about this whole situation. I hope he's reading certain books to let him know that all of this is a game. And I hope he's in there playing the game and making chess moves as opposed to being another token brother leading his people to the ultimate slaughter. And with that being said, we're going to move on. So we know that, Kim Kardashian just broke up with Skeet, Skeet, Skeet. I mean, Pete, it's funny. Kanye's silly. But yeah, so they just broke up. He just broke up, having a 9-year relationship, a 9-month relationship, after having a 9-month relationship. And I read an article where it was saying that, you know, They spent 9 months together, but the reason why they broke up is because it was a long distance relationship between Pete's and Kim's careers. They was finding it a hard time to really be romantic with each other and different things like that. My thing is, listen, get you a regular dude then. Stop going out with the athletes, the rappers, the actors, the comedians. Stop doing that if you want that at home. The man has a regular 9 to 5 and you know what time he's going to be home, different things like that. Stop going out with these people who has to do chores or travel around the world because of work. I mean, you in the entertainment business, you know how grueling that scheduling can be. Is it could be at any time you around the world for anything. So if you want a dude to be up your ass, Kim, because that's what it feels like. It feels like you just want like this puppet, and that person stands right there beside you and do everything you say you want and all the time in the world. Get you a regular 9 to 5 dude, because dating these actors and everything like that, because she complained about Kanye about the same thing, how it wasn't enough time and it wasn't much that she was able to do and different things like that. So if you want him to be at your hip, get a regular dude, Kim. But according to Ye, he's kind of happy about the situation. He took to his Instagram and posted this. Petty, Ye. That's real petty. But at the same time, after immediately after he made that post, he deleted everything off his Instagram. Let's take a look. Yeah, he deleted everything from his Instagram. There's nothing there, no old pictures, no Sunday service, no former disses against Skeet. Skeet, 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 none of those things. So I wonder if he's trying to have a clean slate about it all, because he's like, you know what, forget all this old stuff. We're gonna have a clean slate with his Instagram, as well as Kim's clean slate with Kim Kardashian. One of our uh one of our funny comedians, Instagram comedians, took to social media and did a skit on it all. And I'm going to show you right now. Shout out to Mr. Commodore for doing this skit. And I feel like this is what Kanye is doing.
Hey, Jim! It's Ye! I seen the news this morning. I live across the street. I seen Pete leave. I know you hear him. I know you home alone, baby. It's me, Ye. I miss my family. I want to come back home.
Yay. It looks like you're breaking in and you have on a mask and coat. It's literally 200 degrees outside.
Hold on, listen.
Cause I'm coming home again. Man, home again.
Yeah, I hope I don't get a copy strike for that, but I had to show you guys because I thought that was hilarious. Like I said, he cleaned his social media, clean slate. So hopefully, I think he's wants a clean slate with his family. Do you think Kim Kardashian is gonna let him back in? Please comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think. Does Ye have another chance with Kim K? Are we gonna have a Kim Ye moment part 2, 2.0? What is it? What's gonna happen? Or is she just gonna take my advice and go to that regular dude 9 to 5 since she wants all of that time? I don't know. I hope they figure it out. I hope they leave the messiness out of social media and really get to co-parenting and just be there for those kids. Hell yeah. Now, moving forward from Kim Ye Skeet, right? Sesame Street. Okay. I'm going to tell you how I feel about the situation, but I'm telling you now, I think I smell some BS on the horizons. I smell a lot of propaganda. I smell us black folks being thrown under the bus. You know, those that don't know, there has been trending videos lately with black children being dismissed and ignored by Sesame Street figures. And it's quite a few videos with different families. So we're going to get to that. Let me show you what I mean when I say that, you know, and it's real crazy. Now, you see, I think they doing that on purpose. You know, the history behind Sesame Street is supposed to be based off Harlem. I'm from Harlem, so that's kind of a proud moment. It was inspired by the culture in Harlem, right? And evolved to educate the kids while they're watching TV. It's supposed to teach about the ABCs, new words, um, accepting love, just different lessons that, you know, young kids will appreciate and learn from and apply that to their life. Like, since when you dismissing black kids? I went to Sesame Place in Pennsylvania when I was a kid and never had to deal with that. So that's why I say something smells a little fishy about that. Because now that, because of that lawsuit, and that's the particular family that um, made the lawsuit against Sesame Place, stating about inclusion. So now they're talking about they changing their new laws. They're going to start training their employees, especially the new ones, about inclusion and accepting everything as you are. Now, the reason why I say I smell something fishy, because why do I see rainbows? And this is no offense to the rainbow community at all, but I'm kind of tired of black people being used to further push this agenda and narrative. So what's gonna happen? We're gonna start seeing Bert and Ernie and thongs shaking in front of kids, because you're starting to see a lot of the rainbow community having hosting parties and children giving them dollars now, which is quite disturbing. I don't care how inclusive or free you want to feel. It's just some things are inappropriate. It's inappropriate for regular heterosexuality to be pranced in front of children like that, let alone the rainbow community, you know? So watching looking at the lawsuit, it says a lot about equality, inclusion, all this other stuff. And these are the key words they use when talking about the rainbow community. Like when they wanted to um, open the bathrooms and dressing rooms and different things like that in everyday life to that specific group of people. And now you're starting to see that in Sesame Street. So what next year, what is going to look like? But like I said, I don't have a problem with all these things. I think inclusion is very necessary. But why do black people, especially now black children, have to be the scapegoat in order for you to get your justice or civil rights or whatever it is that you feel like you're fighting for? Why it always us? I mean, look at Black Lives Matter. Need I say more? I mean, the whole civil rights movement was hijacked. And now black people, black children in Sesame Place. Is that the lesson for today? Is that the word of the day? We got to be careful what we get emotionally tied to. We got to be careful that with the things that we say yes to, because you know, we are people who know what it is to be shunned, or you know, have to have separate but equal uh lifestyles. We understand it, and I think they pimping the shit out of that. They pimping it. They're taking advantage of it, and they're exploiting that whole struggle, that whole win, and they're using it for their agendas. And that's where I have a problem. So, I mean, inclusion is great, but let's stop using black folks to make everybody else free. I wish they would fight and march and do all those things on their own. I mean, I don't mind helping, but I don't want us or our children to be the scapegoat for that either. And with that being said, we're going to move on. So Facebook is snitching on people. Facebook. Now we all know Facebook works hand in hand with the CIA and the FBI. We know a lot of people don't read their terms and agreements when going onto this website. Um, but I think this new particular situation is beyond. I mean, it's really out of pocket. You know, a month or two ago, Mark Zuckerberg, yes, I call him Zuckerberg, just won an honorary award from the CIA by collecting the most data, right? And everybody always talks about, well, you know, we don't have privacy because we got our phones and different things like that. Yes, we do. It's just we choose to be on these social media sites. We choose to, after knowing everything that we know, still give our energy, our data to these sites and let them have way and do whatever they want to do with that information. But I feel like this recent event is a little bit bugged out. And let me show you how. Let me get it for you guys. And this is beyond. This is so beyond. It's scary, right? So, Facebook turned over chat messages between mother and daughter, now charged over abortion. Facebook turned over the chats of a mother and her daughter to Nebraska police after they were served with a warrant as part of an investigation into an illegal abortion, court documents show. The investigation, which was launched in April before the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, is one of the few known instances of Facebook's turning over information to help law enforcement officials pursue an abortion case. But it is also an example of a scenario that abortion rights experts have warned will be more common as all abortions become illegal in many states. Madison County prosecutors say Jessica Burgess, 41, acquired and gave abortion pills to her daughter, Celeste, who was 17 at the time, and then helped her bury and then rebury the fetus. The Norfolk Daily News first reported the case. The two were charged last month and have pleaded not guilty. A lawyer for the two women didn't respond to a request for comment. According to a sworn affidavit from Detective Ben McBride of the Norfolk Police Investigations Unit, police started with a tip from a woman who described herself as a friend of Celeste, who said she saw her take the first pill in April. Damn, Celeste, like, why you snitching too? Like, really? Anyway, under a Nebraska law enacted before Roe was overturned, abortion is illegal 20 weeks after an egg is fertilized. According to McBride's affidavit, Burgess had a miscarriage when she was around 23 weeks pregnant, soon after having taken abortion pills. McBride then applied for and got a warrant in June for access into the digital lives of the mother and her daughter, seizing 6 smartphones and 7 laptops and compelling Facebook to turn over chats between them. The alleged chats, published in court documents seen by NBC News, show a user named Jessica telling a user named Celeste about what I ordered last month, quote unquote, and instructed her to take 2 pills 24 hours apart. Norfolk police didn't respond to the request for comment. Facebook stores most user information in plain text on its servers, meaning the company can access it if it is compelled to do so with a warrant. The company routinely complies with law enforcement requests. Facebook didn't respond to a request for comment for this article. Facebook Messenger offers end-to-end encryption, meaning chats between two users will be visible only on user's phone and aren't readable by Facebook or any government entity that makes a legal request to the company. But the option is available only to people using the Messenger app on mobile devices, and messages are encrypted only after users select the option to mark chats as secret. I know from private training and experience in conversations with other seasoned criminal investigators that people involved in criminal activity frequently have conversations regarding their criminal activities through various social networking sites, i.e., Facebook, McBride said in his warrant application. I mean, really? Really? That's what we doing? Is that what we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Are we really sitting here and snitching on people because they trying to get an abortion? Are we really doing that? And Facebook is giving up that information. But it's deeper with that because I know what you're saying. Oh, well, there was a warrant, this, that, and the third, all that other stuff. And I get it. I get it, right? I get it. Sometimes you need a warrant, you know, oh, well, they shouldn't be telling their business on these social media sites. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be doing that. But my goodness, like a woman should have the right. This is where we at, where just by abortion, now you in court facing charges. And it took a neighbor or a friend to snitch you out in the first place. See, you got to watch them dudes that be close to you and make sure they do what they supposed to do. Everybody always talk about keep your enemies closer. Yeah, but to a certain degree. They still should be at arm's length, if you ask me. Cause that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I want to get into it a little bit deeper because people think it's just about a warrant and it really isn't. It's more to it when social media is involved, mainly Facebook, right? So social media is a tool of the CIA, seriously, right? You don't need to wear a tinfoil hat to believe that the CIA is using Facebook, Twitter, Google, and other social media sites to spy on people. That's because the CIA publishes a helpful list of press releases on all social media ventures it sponsors. So, see right there, the CIA sponsors these sites. They give them bread, they make money, so they are the agents. Now, when you get a lot of fact checks and they tell you, oh, Mark Zuckerberg don't work for them, yeah, he do. They just playing semantics with your ass. That's all they doing, right? But it's via its technology investment arm, NQTel. The companies that take NQTel's money aren't shy about publicizing what they're up to either. Most recently, GeoSymbol announced an update to its Geo X-ray product, which monitors social media chatter based on location. This capability benefits business units who may be monitoring competition, supply chain activity, or business opportunities in a county, neighborhood, or border region. For governments at the city, local, and federal level, it brings the ability to visualize activity in a given area filtered by topic, time, and location. We can deliver whatever information is available about that place from websites, blogs, tweets, and other social media automatically and accurately. Look at that. The world's largest database on individuals. And it goes on and it goes on, right? This is what I'm talking about. So when you feel like, you want to put your location, post things after you leave. Post it after you leave. And even that could be a fraud because sometimes your location and all that stuff beyond why you there. You think that's not pinging the big database and letting people know where they are and they know who's selling what, who got what from conversations before or chats that you had. Oh, I'm pulling up to whatever, hit the DM. Stop being so quick to hit the DM. I'm just saying. You saw how they kept it cute in the other article that I showed you guys, trying to say, oh, they need a warrant. They don't need no warrant. That's what they want. The sheep. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call it the Goyim. Look up what Goyim means. My Zionists know. That's what they want the Goyim to believe when they're reading these articles and saying, oh, well, a warrant was needed in order for them to obtain the information that they posted on their social media. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. They just finished telling you the CIA sponsors them by investing in the technology that's being used. They don't need no warrant. They only need a warrant so that the Goyim don't think that people just looking into their stuff willy-nilly, which they actually are. Which they actually are. It's just like formalities. That's what the thing is, formalities. They need warrants for formalities. They don't need it to get up in you because they already know what's happening. They already know. And it's beyond just the DM. It's the location. It's the post. It's before you even get to the location when you're telling people to pull up. They know. They even using your camera and all that stuff to see where you at, to get a idea of exactly where you are, your GPS, all of that stuff. So don't think that, oh, well, they need a warrant and I'm not doing anything. No, you're being watched still. Sorry to tell you, but you're being watched. When you give access to these social media sites, when you download the app on your phone and you giving them the okay to access certain things in your phone, they not only watching you, but they're collecting all the data so they know how to market to you as well. So let's not be so naive, ladies and gentlemen. Please, let's move forward with caution. You know, and a lot, and it goes to the other thing, the RFID chips. Everybody be like, well, you know what, your phone is clocking you anyway. Why would it matter about these RFID chips or these new tracking pills they got and different things? Because I could check my phone. I don't have to have my phone. I could do my last little things that I need to do and act like I'm going somewhere when I'm really planning for the next. And I could chuck it somewhere, throw it in the ocean somewhere, and be on my merry way. Them chips and the cryptocurrency gel thing that they're trying to entrap people with, how you going to take that out of you? There's a big difference. So with that being said, let's move on to the next topic. Now, this one is the last topic for today, and it's very sad. It's very sad. You know, a man caught his lady cheating, and he ends up killing her as well as the 3 children. The other day, I spoke about, you know, the way women treat men these days, you know, that whole flown out situation. And it's just a sad situation, but let's take a look at this clip and then we'll talk about it after. Be right back.
Wook, over your foreman, you are responsible for your part in this too. You chose to be a destroyer, right? It's okay, fine. You hold this, take this with you. Tater, wow, you're a habitual cheater, and you have given yourself to men. You have given me STD behind this shit. Like, I'm not paranoid, cuz. You hear me? You fucked another recklessly. I forgave you for it. You won't even come home, baby. You won't even come home like I'm a sucker. So watch this, Gayla. Watch this.
Oklahoma City police say Little John, the 3 kids, and their mom all lived together. They were called after Little John went Facebook Live, making threats to kill himself and the kids. Officers sending the helicopter for a bird's eye view and were in the process of getting an Amber Alert out. But that call came in just minutes too late.
The vehicle the man was driving pulled up into a neighborhood and parked at 411. This would have been about 3 minutes before police were notified. Sadly, he executed his own children and then turned the gun on himself.
The oldest child just 6 years old.
The officers and detectives, they just look more heartbroken than anything.
It's even worse to open the door and actually bear witness to that scene and actually see with your own two eyes what's happened there.
That's sad. That's sad. Like, what is going on with the black men of the world? Like, and you're starting to see a lot more of that happening, where black men are killing their families. Like, all throughout the summer, there was another one not too long ago about child support, and was upset about the mother not letting the child see the father and things like that. So he killed the ass. And like, we got to treat each other better at the end of the day. It's too much disrespect. Like, I guess she cheated on him, obviously gave him an STD because he's saying that. You know, when we out here being selfish, right? And not taking our significant other into consideration when we're cheating or doing whatever the case may be, you don't know how damaging or traumatic that experience is. It's to the point where I would suggest people should start suing people for that, for emotional distress, because you are. We so quick to be like, oh, get over it. But love is a drug. It's the ultimate drug there is. And people take the way people feel about them for granted. And if things are not working, there are respectable ways to go apart from each other. And if that doesn't work, then you take measures to make sure that you safely go about your ways, go your separate ways. But we got to stop taking people's love and energy for granted. A lot of people out here lonely and single and wish they had somebody to love. Oh, and more importantly, wish that they had somebody to love them. Everybody is broken mentally because of a lot of stuff that we've been through, especially black people. We've historically went through a whole lot of trauma historically, and it's sad to watch that now we are causing that same pain amongst each other, and this is what they want. The divine math is man, woman, and child. And we just finished talking about the CIA. The CIA went through great lengths to make sure that they disturbed that. Because you can't have a Fortune 500 company without the family first. The family is the first business. That's the first institution. That is the first school for the child. That's the first investment. And you come together and you make further investments and put your money behind things. When people say, marriage is a business, it is, but the way they say it is for all the wrong reasons. It's a business, but it's the most important foundation that anybody can have. And when you take the foundation, when you rock the foundation, the whole establishment comes tumbling down. Why you think a lot of these kids be having so much trauma and they're all emotionally distraught? Because there's no foundation for them. Oh, but I co-parent. That co-parent don't work. Co-parenting don't work, or these kids still wouldn't be so stressed out the way they are. Or wouldn't feel no type of way if co-parenting truly worked. I mean, it's less traumatic. I give it points for that. It's hella less traumatic than constantly having two parents fighting each other and having two parents in the same household and that toxic energy and all of that stuff. That's why we need community. But you can't have community if you don't have your family first. Family is the thing that produces community. Where even when the household is going through some stuff, the community comes together and gives aid and love and warmth so that that family can stay together in a healthy manner. Now we so concerned about people minding their business or whatever the case may be, or the people also turn it into ops them damn selves. We are so engulfed with these institutions and the way they work. that we actually working for them instead of working for ourselves. And how do you go to the problem for the solution? It doesn't work. We got more mandated reporters instead of people actually stepping in to help heal the family. We rather take away and split up families and traumatize them in that way, as opposed to actually stepping in. Oh, you guys are hungry. Here's food. No judgment, no questions asked. Oh, you need this. I have a little extra. Here you go. No judgment, no questions asked. I'm not going to throw it in your face. We have to do better and be better to one another. And we got to be stronger because we just got hit hard globally. And with everything that's going on, you mean to tell me we still perpetuate in pain, heartache? We still being selfish? Even now? After the powers that be told you they don't care about you? They still in labs creating your demise right now. Something new just came out yesterday. And it won't be long until something else pops up. So we still got the time and energy to be messed up to one another? I hope this is the last video that I ever see about this situation. I hope people get the help that they truly need mentally to not only clear their minds of the tragic, these elitists, these Zionists put out to the world, but we need it more than ever to come together as a community and ultimately as the divine family and do away with this nonsense, because once that happened, it'll be even harder for them to infiltrate and constantly bombard us with their agendas and their plans. You hear it all the time. Everybody's so uncomfortable with this. They don't like this in the school system. They don't like this that's happening in the hospitals. They don't like this that's happening in the governments. They don't like this that's happening on social media. But we stay in these institutions and we stay on these platforms and we pay less attention to the ones that's right next to us. And they're the ones who need that creative content and that creative energy the most. So let's just start thinking different. Because when we start thinking different, we start building different. And the next time they want to have a pandemic or a scheme, we're not so easily phased. And we won't be the goyim that they think that we are. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, how do we go to the problem for the solution? And the fact that they keep doing it because we keep accepting it. They keep doing it, doing us the way they do because we keep accepting it. Oh, I got to do what I had to do for me, remember? They keep putting you in a position where you so dependent on them. Step away from all of that. Get out of that. Get out of that. Let me stop before I go further down the rabbit hole and say the things that I really want to say. But I just proved to you, even with social media, who's really owning and who really has the power behind these social media apps. And every day I see beautiful people that look like me just throw away their energy, putting it up on there and not really affect the change. Okay, you could dance, you could sing and dance, but keep singing and dancing without a true message or understanding of what's actually going on in this world, and we will never get out of the traps that they set. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody that pulled up and allow me to talk to y'all this dope Wednesday. And I hope I see you guys next time with more hot topics. So, moral of the story is, let's start treating each other a lot better than what we were. So we don't have to hear tragic news of people dying Because bad enough they killing us. We don't need to be killing each other. They don't want us here. We shouldn't be the ones helping them accomplish that goal. And let's stop allowing them to use us as the scapegoat to further push their agendas and their narratives. Okay? Because I don't want to see Bert and Ernie waving a fucking rainbow flag in thongs and shit. I don't want to do it. But see, they're using us to accomplish that as we speak. They shouldn't be able to do that anymore. And with that being said, peace, blessings. And treat your man, your brotherhood, and everybody else the same way you want to be treated. Let's stop being selfish so we can have a brighter tomorrow. And I'm up off this.